look all right? I think I look all right. What's going on, y'all? This is Pusic of MP Media here with you for another episode of How Did I Do That? It's a photo shoot where I have behind the scenes footage and I'm gonna do commentary on top. I'll go through the lighting, some of the gear I was using during the shoot, some of the effects I was doing, where my mind was going. These videos are where I give back to you and want to share how I do things on my shoots. Now, some people can have different methods, but this is how I do it. So if you saw some of my work, this is how I did some of those shoots. So here, let's go check out these set of clips. Let's make it official. Now I'm in zone. Let's turn on our laptop here. So yeah, wearing these kind of shoes, apparently, it's a pain in the neck. Good stuff, good stuff. So here, I'm shooting super low height speed sync. Typically, when I have LEDs in the background, I want to capture that. So I am keeping my shutter speed 1 to 160, something like that. And I'm moving my AD400, which is my key light, back a little further. The problem with that, with having the AD600 versus the Pro version, is the Pro version can go 1 to 256 power. This goes 128. So with this kind of light, I had to move it back so that I can diffuse the light a little bit more. Now, in another situation, I can throw another AD200 instead of the 600, and then I can get closer to the subject. This is where I just had the 600 available, I threw it on as my key light, and that's it. But if you want a little bit less power and get closer to the subject, use a 200 watt, 300 watt light, and it should just work just fine. Now my rim lights are both AD200s. One has a strip box, one is open reflector. I didn't feel the need to use 2 strip boxes in this case. Sometimes I like to turn the light with the reflector dish around so I can capture scenery, other elements of the studio room. In this case, I had an idea. I didn't know if it was gonna work, but the ceiling of this particular garage had an amazing fan, but I wasn't capturing it. It was all darked out. So I decided, let's see what happens when I get creative with my lights. I took the AD200 and I put it on the floor aiming upward. I didn't know what was gonna happen. That's the amazing thing about photography. You need to get psyched for yourself to test out things when you see the opportunity. Mind you, Amy can't move too much. Walking is a problem. See, this is where I love photography. I took the shot and I captured what I was envisioning. So I got stoked, and that's what I love about photography and creating, is if it works, it's amazing. Sometimes it doesn't, but when it works, it's super cool, and let your clients know that you're stoked for them. I love it, and I'm stoked for them that they can experience a photo shoot like this. As you notice, as the subject goes lower again, I lower the lights, especially the key light. That's the most important one. That's highlighting the front and the face especially. Lower the light as the subject goes down. Now with smoke, as I described in the previous video, you have a few shots. If it over diffuses the shot, they're worthless. So make sure you're ready to go when you snap a few at the early stage, and when the smoke diffuses, snap a couple more. You just have to watch it. A lot of models, they need your direction. They may not voice that, but the more direction you give them, the better. Always direct the model. Always explain to them where you want them to position with the lights. Very important. I just think the smoke is so cool sometimes. I love playing with effects. I call it special effects. Remember, when you're doing photo shoots and you're building your brand, what sets you apart? You need to think about that. A lot of guys just take photos. What do you offer in your work that others don't? That's the thing you gotta ask yourself. She almost beefed it. I know, I'm asking for it. She's gonna stomp on me and kick me. Huh, stomp and kick me. What? Hey, she's my girlfriend. All right, I digress. Back to the clips. Back to serious topic. If a client needs help, help them out. Always, if they're wearing something sketchy, dangerous, whatever you want to call it, always help. Don't make them do something that may get them hurt. So Amy's sitting in the chair now, facing me. However, attention to detail in these kind of cases is very important. I'm moving her feet and her legs so that everything is symmetrical within the chair, within spacing between the chair legs, everything. Be picky. Those little things matter. Like if your shot is straight or not, those things are very important. So get picky, get attention to detail should be a big priority of yours with your shots. The client's safety is your utmost importance. So make sure, whether you're around other people, other creatives, that you make sure you put your client first. Safety is number one. She's tired. She needed help with her shoes. It was very hot and muggy in that garage, so we really were sweating and working the whole time. The 2 hours, we were there 2 hours. But this is only one segment of the shoot. If the model needs help, help them out. Ask first though. Never assume a thing, always ask. Very important. Amy was super relieved. And then she could walk without breaking an ankle. How cool was that? Did you like that clip? I just love making this stuff. Making this kind of content really just brings me back to the shoot. I think it was a cool garage we shot in. Amy looked great, the shots came out great. Now I hope you learned a lot of things in this video, like model safety, how to shoot with some LEDs in the background, get creative with your lighting if you see something you want to capture, lighting position, how to shoot with smoke, attention to detail. So these are the kind of videos I like sharing with you guys. A lot of fun, super dope. One final thing I want to add to this. Learn what value you bring to your shoots. Anyone can take photos, like I said earlier, but what is the experience that you provide your clientele is what's going to set you apart. I talked about showing the model shots, having a good time, getting stoked for them, adding elements to your photos that typically no one else does. These bring value to your brand and your work. So make sure you think about what value you bring. Stay hungry, stay focused. I hope you learned something today. Take it easy, guys. Thanks a lot.